I want to test two AI design tools. One is Claude Design and second is Google Stitch, and compare these tools based on my free cases that I prepared. Also, I prepared some one scorecard that I will score each of these tools and compare and choose what is better for me. So let's go and start to test these both tools. Quick note before we start. Everything starts from preparation. In our case, preparation is strong prompt. I always use this 5-element framework for my all prompts that I use daily base. I described this framework in my previous video, link will be here, but overall it's always the same elements. It's context, goal, scope, data, and expected result. These elements give me strong prompt and expected result. So now let's go to the score system. Here's my scorecard system. I prepared 4 categories that I will use to score each tool that I will test today. It's Claude Design and Google Stitch. Then I will compare these both tools and choose what's better for me for each categories. So category number 1, it's prompt fidelity. Then we go to visual quality. Number 3, it's export and handoff, and then micro edit control. I will fill this in after all 3 cases, and now let's run the prompts. Now I want to show you 3 cases that I prepared. The case number 1, it's landing page for HR platform, the pricing page. And here I prepared the long prompt based on my 5 elements framework that I mentioned before. But now I want to show you just the goal. I want to receive the completed standalone pricing sections that convert users or visitors into sign up or demo request. My main goal. So the next case, it's application OKR management system for team managers or top managers. And here's the goal. I want to receive the 5 connected screens that show me the all flow from start from idea generation for OKRs or OKR generation, and then how to use this. So the case number 3, it's pitch deck, it's internal strategy deck, how we want to, just for example, how we want to include AI adoption in our team. So here the goal, I want to receive 6-slide internal strategy deck that walk leadership from here we are and where we go. So I showed you these 3 cases. Now let's go and run each of these cases in both tools and see the results. So run case number 1 and result delivered for me. Overall, it looks similar for me if we didn't go to details, but let's go to details and see what we have now. So Claude Design added something more that I just asked in my prompt. Just for example, I added some trust part of our compliance, some companies trust, and etc. Also added some saving page, and this is interactive prototype that I can work with this. I can press some buttons and see how this change in behavior and etc. If you go to Google Stitch, it gives me a completed design. It's stick to brief. Yeah, it stay closely to the brief. Also, Stitch added some, let's say it's a brand book element, colors, fonts, icons, and etc. Yeah, it's more closely to brief. But overall, both these results completely finished and I can use this. But one difference that I found, it's about export and micro editing. In Stitch, Google Stitch, we can edit just text, or if I want to edit something, I need to ask AI to do this. It takes some time, okay. But if we go to Claude Design and I want to edit something, let's go to edit this switcher. So I press this switcher and then I can change some elements and part of these elements, padding, margin, fields, fonts, size, and etc. And I can do this with different elements here. Just for example, I want to change this color of this check mark, and yes, I can do this. because in Google Stitch I cannot do this. I need to ask AI to handle this process for me. So it's a different part. But another way, it's about export, because in Claude Design we can export only to code or something like HTML, PDF, and etc. But also we have some options to Canva, but Canva it's more easiest tool for, it's not professional designers tool. But if I working as a designer and I created some draft or concept, and then I want to go and polish this tool and or edit something that clients asked me or asked someone, or I want to edit something, yes, I need to go to, just for example, for Figma. Yes, and in Claude Design I cannot do this. But in Google Stitch I have these options. I can export this file to Figma. Also, I can export to code and continue work with code in AI Studio. Same I can do in Claude Design, but here it is different. Figma export. I can export this file to Figma and then continue editing in Figma, because in Figma I will receive completely editable file with all layers, fonts, graphics, and etc. And for me, the biggest changes that I need to remember, because export and edit, this 5-star that I need to remember. So this is where it gets interesting, how we can work the next steps with this concept. If you want just to receive web-based application and then continue edit this with Claude Code or AI, any AI coding tools, yes, you can go with Claude Design, because here result looks little bit better. It's not so much better, but a little bit better than in Google Stitch if we compare design elements. But edit part for me is crucial, and I want to work and see this possibility. That's why Google Stitch wins in this fight if we talk about editing. So let's go to case number 2. So case number 2, I received the result. Overall, it's same as the case number 1. Results look similar. Here's the biggest difference, because I asked generate for me the 5 screens and I want to see the full picture, and I cannot do, or I don't know how, I can find how to see the whole 5 screens in Claude Design, because Claude Design created for me the full interactive prototype. And yes, I can work with this. I can press some elements, but not all elements is working, but some elements is working, and I can interact with this, change some value, status, and etc. But here is different. I don't know how to, and I can find this, but I guess they don't have this possibility to see all screens in full one picture. And because design, it's okay. Overall, the same is standard CRM UI design. You can find these elements in the different tools in the internet. Yeah, let's go to Stitch, but Stitch give me some full picture view. Yeah, it's not interactive prototype, as I mentioned before. Also, Stitch give me some style element. Style brand book, part of brand book. It's not the full brand book, but some parts that I need to use when I want to create the app. Remember about colors, fonts, labels, and etc. Also give me a clear, nice view of my OKR system. I love the design. I like the design. I guess I can work this design and transform this tool to full interactive product in the future. Yeah, because as I mentioned, in Claude Design, it's full interactive, but it takes time to find some screens that I need to edit or investigate. Just for example, to add a new OKR, OK results. Unfortunately, I can't find. No, sorry. Okay, I see this button because it's highlighted of my camera. At OKR, I can press. I can add some to my OKR key objectives and then confirm. Okay, as interactive prototype, it's nice to use. So Google Stitch for me, as I mentioned in the previous case, it gives me a full picture design, and then I can export each of these screen to Figma and continue work with this design in Figma. Improve this, change icons, polish something, change the colors, add new screens based on these previous screens, and etc. With Claude Design, I don't have this possibility because I need to make a screenshot maybe, or using the code to edit something. Yes, its biggest difference it's export. If we go to quality, as I mentioned before, it's same for me. The same both results looks nice. This more light version, this more dark version because I use the dark sidebar. The icons, everything the same. You can use the both options and just sell this or create the real product if needed. So let's go to case number 3 because this different case. It's about the pitch deck. It's about presentation. It's not the web or UI application or UI, mobile application. So case number 3, it's AI adoption strategy pitch deck. I received the result and it is different because in Google Stitch we don't have any options to create a pitch deck or presentations, because we have two options. It's web-based application and mobile application, and I choose web application, and it gives me like website visual part because he has some header with button, share, settings, but I don't know. I didn't ask about this. So, but overall, if we go to the whole element and full picture, yeah, some elements it's cutting, it's hidden, but overall, we have the nice elements that we can take and reuse if we will export to Figma and then edit these elements there. Because here the nice elements, nice colors, nice layout for each of these elements, structure. I love it. It's nice part. But yeah, we have some problem with margin and padding in some type of elements, like here, because I guess here maybe it must be some button. I don't know exactly because I don't see anything. But I guess if I will export this to Figma, I will try to uncover this and see what I will receive. So if we go to Claude Design, we receive interactive pitch deck that I can take and use now and present to my team. Just for example, if you have limited time, you have some 20-30 minutes and you need to create some presentations and you prepared content. Yes, of course, you need to prepare all content. And yes, you will receive some interactive page deck. It's nice page deck that I can use immediately. It's nice element with rollout plan. It's a roadmap, weeks, what's next. Yeah, it's crazy. It's allow this result. And here's the biggest difference. If I need to change something, let's try to change this text. If I want to, instead of 12-week rollout plan, rename this to roadmap. Yes, I can do this, and also I can change font size, I can change colors, lines, margin, padding, border, etc. Let's say 12 roadmap, 12-week. It's nice results, quick win if you want to present something, because in Claude Design, we have option to create interactive pitch deck, and also we can add here some notes for speaker who will speak, who will present this, some notes. So it's nice result. Claude Design win in this challenge with pitch deck. But if you want to create some elements for the future pitch deck, or you want to continue edit this, because here in Google Stitch we receive, as I mentioned before, it's concept with bunch of different elements that we can reuse. Yeah, in this case, Google Stitch win because we can export this to Figma, use some part of these elements, reuse, create the new presentations, create some brand book based on these elements, and etc. So now let's go to our scorecard and see the result. So now I want to show you the scorecard for each of these cases and share my thoughts about these free tools and free cases. So case number 1 scores. Yeah, here's the Stitch winner but maybe both winners because for different purpose. Stitch wins in Polish and Figma export, as I mentioned many times, but Claude wins on the control that I can micro edit some elements. But the problem with export to design ready file. But overall, if we need to create just code base concept, UI concept, yes, Claude design will win in this case. So case number 2, it's our OKR system. Maybe the same feedback as was in case number 1, but here's some difference. Stitch give me the full map of all screens, and I can identify some elements that I need to improve or remove or something else. Yes, some problems with micro edits in Stitch because I need to ask AI to do this, but I can export all these maps, all these screens and the full map to my Figma and continue edit there. But Claude give me the prototype that I can show for just for example for my investors or for my team members or else. Maybe we can combine these two tools, use Google Stitch to create some UI part, the full map. Then you can export these screenshots to Claude Design and ask to create the interactive prototype. But also you can do this in Claude Code, in Claude Chat, or using Claude Cowork. The same output will be when we use these all these tools. But if we come back to our design investigation and comparing, yeah, Stitch give me the full picture of all screens, and for me this crucial part. So, and case number 3, it's about the presentations, and there is Claude's strongest case because Claude Design had some options to create presentations or pitch deck. Yeah, and we receive nice presentation ready output. We can edit some micro elements in this presentation. I can present this presentation because this interactive, and for me this win story because Stitch built a web app instead of pitch deck. Yes, that's all. But if compare all these free cases and free scores, for me the Stitch, it's visual design, some UI flows, or Figma first workflow when you create some concept, then export to Figma. Claude Design, it's about interactive prototypes, it's about pitch deck, it's the content that you need to edit and present immediately. It's my summary about these two tools, but I love these both tools. I will use these both tools and I will mix up some cases, as I mentioned before, concept, then interactive prototype and Claude Design. So let's go to next. So thanks for watching this video. I will continue testing different tools and understand if these tools connected with my personal cases and compare different tools that appeared daily base. If you want to try for yourself something new or continue to watch what I will testing, subscribe to my channel and I will share more interesting tools that I will use daily base. So see you next time.